welcome to my studio. Today we're working on the Tulle pumpkin, and I've kind of been working with Tulle this season and I'm just in love with these little pumpkins. I think these are really cute, they're real inexpensive, so let's get started and show you how to make them. I always have one of those projects that I really like that stand out the most to me during a season, and this is it. This is my Tulle pumpkin, and I really enjoyed making this, and this is a real simple project, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. The first thing we're going to do is make our Pom Pom, which is basically what it is. This is our pattern, and you can use bowls, plates, whatever you like to make circles inside of your cardboard. On this one, this is about 8 inches across, and on my inside I made it 3.5 inches, and it needs to be that big so that you can stick the roll completely through. And then once you've cut those out, you need to slice it right there as well so that we can have a place to begin and can pull our cardboard off of our pom-pom when we get it made. The nice thing about this is once you've made these, you can keep these and use them again and again and again. So that's something to think about, and it doesn't take that long. Now, to get the center stripe in my pumpkin, I'm going to use a darker brown color, and you can use whatever color you like. And I'm probably going to do about 3 yards of this. I want a little bit of brown, but not too much. And you could change these up if you wanted to and make them for Halloween with purples and blacks and fun things like that. So I'm just going to hold this here, and I'm going to just start kind of wrapping it around. And I found on this one, if I wrap it around one kind of good time, that's just about all I need for this. My brown I picked up at Michael's, but I have found most of my Tulle this year at Walmart for about $1.97. The glitter runs about 15 yards, and the regular runs about 20 yards. So that's something to think about. Now, there's something else you can do if you want the glitter part on the top and the bottom of your pumpkin. It would be the last thing you put on instead of the first. So that's another way you could kind of change that up. And for this project, I need 20 yards for my orange because it needs to be real full. You want it nice and full. You don't want this project real loose. So that's something to think about and be aware of. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this circle, and we'll start our orange. So I've gone all the way around once with the brown, so I'm going to just trim it right there. Actually, we should probably have trimmed it over here on the outside, because that's where it would start. So we're going to do the same thing with our orange now. And I also have a glitter orange, which would be really pretty with this as well. You could do it all glitter. One thing with the glitter is after you're done with your project, take it outside and lightly put a little varnish on it, spray varnish, and that will keep your glitter from coming off. So we want to think about that. So I am going to wrap this now as evenly as I can. Last time I got about 2 full wraps around, but you don't want to end up with way more on one side than the other. So that's something to try and think about once you get to the beginning, if you know you have enough to go around, or kind of look at it and take it from there. Okay, we've got this nice and even. Another thing I wanted to tell you is I don't worry about it coming straight and not bending at all, because it's going to get bent anyway. So I just kind of keep that kind of tight as I'm going around, but I don't worry about straightening all of that stuff out. So we've finished up here. And the last one on the outside. And I'm going to tie this with imitation Sanu. I like working with this because it is very, very strong and it's waxy, so it stays tied. So that's my preference. So I have a piece ready to go there. And this little last guy will cut, but I think I'm going to start cutting him first and then we'll get it from there. So we're going to kind of make our way here first, get some cut. Use my little craft scissors or my snips to get kind of down in here. What I'm trying to do is get between the two pieces of cardboard, but once I get that first part cut, it's easier to see, and that's why you have to cut the two pieces of cardboard. So now we can put our scissors in there and just go around with that. I'm going to use my snips because they're easier to cut with, and I really like these. This is a product that we decided to carry at Miriam Joy, so you always can find it because they're heavy duty. See how much easier that was to cut. So we're just going to cut all the way around and try not to mess with any of that tool that's coming loose. Just kind of let it do its own thing for a minute there. I'm going to go all the way around here. Okay, so now that we've got that cut, we're going to put our Sanu in between the two pieces of cardboard again. Make sure you don't get hung up on the parts that are divided right there. So we're just going to come around all the way. And we're just going to tie these really tight. And don't be afraid to get another person to help you tie those if you need them tighter. And what I've done on my own sometimes too is I'll tie the first time, and then what I'll do is I will come back and go around again and tie the second time. So that's totally up to you. But if you can get that person to put their finger in there, that makes it a lot easier. And then I just tie that as if they can hold it there for a second. Alright, and now this is why we cut the pieces in there like that, so we can pull these right off. And then that second piece. So isn't that really pretty? So we've got that nice and tight. And I don't want actually this too tight because I still want to put my stick in it to create my pumpkin. So that's something to think about. And that's just for that one piece. And you can trim a little bit. Don't go over crazy. Just let it be kind of natural looking. So now that I've got that kind of tied, I am going to leave that for a second and put my stick in just to make sure I'm kind of holding it. What I'm doing is just kind of finding my middle of my pumpkin here, and I just went and picked up a stick outside off the ground anywhere, and we want to be a little bit careful because we want it to go in pretty well, but we don't want to get the glue everywhere else. And I'm going to hot glue this stick here, and I am using the hot glue so I can wiggle it a bit, and I only put about an inch down in that. And now we're just going to take that and put that down into our pumpkin there. So we've got that very well. I'm going to go ahead, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to go ahead and trim off my string, and then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to glue just some leaves on here, and I want to keep this kind of fallish. I liked the yellows. I didn't really care for the reds as much in this, but you find whatever you like. You might have something that's totally different that you might like better. I'm trying to see where I kind of think that needs to go. And I'm going to hot glue my leaves on here. And I have a big leaf. And then I found these at Dollar Tree this year, and I really like them. They're kind of wispy and see-through or something. I don't know how to kind of explain this. We're going to put him on the next layer. So we give him that kind of magical feeling. And actually, I'm not sure I want another one on there. I am going to add some wispies to it here. This is just a garland. Sometimes you can find them in just picks. If you ever have any that are starting to come off, just trim them off. That's not a big deal. But this is really simple to make up. It goes really fast. If these are too long, what I'll do with these a lot of times is just twist them a little bit so they're not quite as long. Or you can cut them, it doesn't matter. That's kind of up to you, however you'd like that to go. So I'm going to play with that a little bit more in a bit here. But what I've done with these, you can leave it sitting just like that. There's nothing wrong with that. Or if you want to put them on a candle holder, turn your candle holder upside down and put a little bit of just hot glue right there. And another thing you can do is if you want a taller one like I showed in the picture, use your E6000, and then this has got to dry for a while, and glue them together, one down and one upside right, and then put your pumpkin on it. And I really like that height. And so I think I'm going to have a high one and a low one, and then maybe one sitting on the ground. But you can change those to whatever colors you want and just have fun with it. But wasn't that a fast and simple project? Another idea is if you wanted to use these with Halloween instead of Thanksgiving is just put a little spider or something on top just to give it that more of the spooky feel. But like I said, you could do it in black or purple or all of those fun things combined. Wasn't that simple and a lot of fun? I hope you really enjoyed it. I've got mine on my candle holders on the side, but I've also used an old bed spring as well. I think that give it a kind of unique touch. I could put a raffia bow on it. You could also do some wood slices or anything like that. Kind of give them different levels. Put them and helps them display very well. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us you like our video. Subscribe so we can continue to grow. Have a blessed Thanksgiving.